Welcome to Someone's Inside Me, a game that turns the Magic School Bus into mascot horror. This game is being developed by the creators of Finding Frankie, Superlou Games, and I am beyond excited for this. It looks incredible. The game will be a multiplayer experience where your teacher traps you and your friends inside a human body. Scavenge, sabotage, and outwit each other to see who escapes first. A horror game that takes place inside the human body? That sounds amazing. So let's take a look at everything we know about this game so far. Okay, what exactly is this game? Our teacher, Miss Morbid, takes us and our classmates on a field trip that we will never forget. But this is no ordinary trip. She has trapped us inside a human body. In order to survive, we will split into two teams, look for supplies, sabotage, and race to see which team escapes first, all while avoiding and exploiting the quirks of the human body. Stomach acid, viruses, and even food will prove deadly. While on this nightmare of a field trip, we will be able to talk, develop a plan, and shout all in real time with proximity chat, meaning you'll be able to hear everyone around within a certain range. Scheme, eavesdrop, or even disguise yourself as the other team. Nothing is off limits. While inside the human body, not only will we be fighting for survival, but we'll be racing to repair the magic van before the rival team escapes. Boost its speed, reinforce its armor, and load it with features to help give you the edge. Each match will feature random twists. The human body might be sick, flooded with germs, or even have hiccups that will jolt the world up and down. Plus, even more. While playing, we will need to hunt down lunchboxes hidden across the classroom and deep inside the human body, find weapons, health packs, and even scooters to aid in our victory. The game's key features are proximity chat, text chat, 10-player lobbies, cosmetics, and of course, scooters. This sounds incredible, a 5v5 mascot horror multiplayer game that takes place inside a human body. All I can say is yes. Now let's take a look at the game's trailer because it teases a lot. The trailer opens with the monstrous teacher showing off her many rows of teeth as she hands presumably us, the player, a field trip permission slip. But this is no ordinary field trip. As you can see, we will be taking a school bus inside the human body to explore its insides. The trailer then cuts to inside of someone's mouth. You can see a crashed van, dead students, and the teacher that's about to chow down on another student. However, instead, she notices us and attacks. We snap back inside the classroom. It was all just a bad dream, right? No, that dream is about to be our nightmare. We stand up as the teacher points out her drawing on the whiteboard, shrink the bus, and enter inside the human. She then begins to shift into her monstrous form and chases us out of the classroom. The attention to detail in this room is insane, so I just had to point it out because I really appreciate it. Us and our classmates run for our lives through the school halls as more of those tentacles and gore seemingly take over the school. We also grab a green scooter and jump on it to get away, which is a cool detail you might have missed. The trailer then cuts to the students running out of the school. You can see a destroyed regular bus as well as the free magic van. Now clearly something is not right here. You might have also noticed you can see us riding on the scooter we just grabbed. That's such a cool detail to remind us that we're just kids and that we might be using a scooter to get around quickly throughout the game. But this chase isn't over yet. The world's best teacher jumps on the front of the van, causing us to press the do not press button, which activates the van's rocket, which sends us all flying. Here we meet Jerry the human, just a normal guy as he casually walks down the street minding his own business. Unbeknownst to him, the magic van is headed straight in his direction. In a panic, we hit the shrink button and Jerry bends over to tie his shoe. So with Jerry bent over and the bus shrinking down, we, well, enter inside of Jerry through his rear end. Yes, you heard and saw that correctly. I can't believe this is happening, but I love it so much. With the bus, students, and even the teacher all shrunk, they find themselves inside of Jerry's body. This is awesome, and you can even see his intestines, red blood cells, all sorts of inside body stuff, and yeah, those two. Next, we devise a plan. Find our way to Jerry's mouth and escape. How hard could it really be? In the following shot, we can see what looks to be a virus inside of Jerry. This means Jerry is sick with a cold, so it'll affect us while we are inside of him. The devs also tease not spreading germs, so I think this virus will be an enemy of sorts. Now, I just have to say, this shot is so interesting. Instead of dark gloomy halls from your typical horror game, we are inside dark gloomy intestines. Really think about that. I just had to point it out. It's so cool to see the parallels there. In the next shot, we are in a different area, and the van is still still there. So maybe the van will still be able to move while inside of Jerry. It might be something we use throughout the game. This area might be Jerry's ribcage considering these. I think they're his bones, but honestly, I have no idea. It looks like this could be his heart too since it's continuously beating. This next shot is one of my favorites. It's inside of Jerry's stomach considering the food we see, and it looks so cool. The glowing green stomach acid is such a creative way to light up the environment. One of the students jumps to the apple, meaning we might be doing some parkour or platforming in the game. I think that's pretty obvious considering Finding Frankie, but I just had to point it out. Jumping from food to avoid the stomach acid because it will probably absolutely melt us if we touch it. But what's even better about this shot are the two students in the background. One has the other on their shoulders to help get across, but they end up falling back into the acid. It's so funny, I love it, and it could hint that we might have to help each other to get through the body, or it's just a fun little gag. Either way, I wanted to point it out. The trailer then shows the group exploring another dark area with a flashlight, meaning we will likely be using flashlights in the game. Again, it's so cool how instead of being in a dark room, we are in a dark rib cage or something. It's a really creative way to expand outside the classic mascot horror trope of dark rooms and hallways. Instead, we are inside of a human body. It's just great to see this creativity in mascot horror. While the students are exploring, the teacher is watching, lurking in the shadows of the bones. Jumping back to Jerry, we watch as he takes laxatives while he's inside his bathroom. This might be an important part of the game. He takes laxatives to make him take a dump, which will push us back down to where we entered, making it harder to leave. This will be a challenge we will probably have to overcome. A really shitty challenge. Pun intended. I can't believe I'm talking about this. Next, one of the students gets grabbed by, well, you probably know what this is. Yeah, we might be fighting these off throughout the game. That's insane to think about. We then get an awesome shot of the teacher. The long sharp nails, the 3 rows of teeth, she's something straight out of a nightmare. Which makes sense because we are definitely in a nightmare. Following this, the students can be seen running, and we enter inside of Jerry's mouth. There are a ton of seemingly dead students. We look up and see the teacher latched onto Jerry's brain. So we make one last run for it as Jerry spits us out. But the teacher was right behind us, and she too jumps out, revealing what SIM stands for, the game's title, Someone's Inside Me, releasing in 2026. That was likely the most insane game trailer I have ever seen before, and I loved every second of it. Now, I was able to see this trailer early. Thank you so much to Super Lou Games for allowing me to do so. That being said, I had no idea this was a multiplayer game when I broke down the trailer. I thought it was just going to be a solo experience, so I'm not sure how much lore is going to be in the game. Usually, multiplayer games do not go as in-depth as maybe a single-player story game would go, so the tentacles and stuff from the beginning might just be a part of the world or Miss Morbid. Maybe we'll learn more about her as we play. Who knows? Multiplayer is great, but I do kind of wish this was a single player game. Imagine this story, but it's just you alone in the body. That would be crazy, but experiencing it with your friends will also be a blast. So how do you guys feel about Someone's Inside Me? Was it what you were expecting? It completely blew me away, and it wasn't what I was expecting at all, but I was so glad to see it. The premise is daring, it's creative, and it pushes mascot horror to another level, just like Finding Frankie did. Super Lou Games has really been setting the tone with their games. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like horror game content like this, please consider subscribing. Also, I have a Discord server, so if you want to chat with me, I recommend joining. And if you want to support the channel more, you can become a member. It really helps me out, and you'll see some behind the scenes stuff. Don't forget to follow my Twitter at TerrifiedT. Thanks for watching.